Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 5 of the 100-day challenge. This is going to be a fun one, I think. I have a lot of stuff to show you and hopefully encourage you to try this at home. So in this box is the collection of rubber stamps that I have made period. So this is and these are all, without exception, all the ones in this box are erasers. So I was lucky enough to find this really big one. And because it's thick enough, that's a good 1/2 inch, I was able to do one design on one side and another design on the other side. And I will, right now I'll just show you the actual stamps themselves, then I'll show you probably most of these on, printed on paper. This one is, obviously you can tell it's that style of an eraser. Makes it maybe a little more challenging, especially when you're pressing down on it. Yeah, I like paisley. I tried to do a paisley design there, so this one is just basically some waves. Again, some straight lines. Now, in case you don't already know, the advantage to carving your own stamps and creating your own designs is that then you own them. If you choose to add them to create digitals with them, they're totally yours. You don't have to worry about copyright infringement or stepping on anyone's toes. If you work them into your own master boards, same thing. It's all yours to do what you will with. So this is just a little bit of a short little street with a few buildings, some swirly half circles. This one is kind of interesting, and you'll see that in action. This is my attempt at a flower, kind of, I guess, a rose. Here are some little bird feet. This is just, I don't know what this is. Probably, I don't know. I guess if you use your imagination, maybe we can pretend it's an animal print or something. Pretty ragged looking, to be honest. I really like this one. I really like this one. Sort of a leafy, branchy tree kind of thing here. Same on this side. This was another long eraser, so that's kind of a fence, I guess. And this is maybe a little bit of maybe a drunken argyle pattern. A leaf. Another botanical sort of thing. This one, I actually carved the whole eraser to make the shape itself a leaf. And again, 2 different variations on the veining. This one, just pretty, geometric. This one, I like this one as well. This one is more shallow. I hope I have a sample of this. I mean, I can obviously stamp more if I don't have a sample to show you. That's just, I don't know, a coil. Another flower. Another flower. Sort of leafy type shapes or deformed bananas. I don't know. You can have it if you can name it. Another botanic. This one is really nice, if I do say so myself. And again, sort of, you see, I've done a few of these. This is sort of a brick pattern. This is, just again, some squares. This is another nice one. That one's good. I'm not sure what this is, maybe a bone. Because I had gouged out quite a bit, I dared not try a design on the back side. This one, kind of angular, got some triangles going there. This, I suppose you could imagine to be grass waving in the wind. Oh, I like this. A poppy, a seed pod. This one, I don't know if this was the... No, I guess I must have gouged this. Oh, I can see that wants to break off. So that's fairly thin there. Again, really, you know, these things might not look like that much in my hand here, but trust me, when you see them used, you'll probably be a little more impressed. This one is just kind of a rectangle, a little off-center, you know, a little with flared edges. I don't know if I've ever used this one I must have used it. I don't know if I like it or not. And then, because I'm bordering on insane, I even have these little teeny weeny wedges. I don't know where these came from, but you know, I think most normal people would have thrown this away instead of, you know, they're not that easy to handle when they're that tiny. But here they are. And perhaps my favorite one of all, this is one of those erasers that goes on the end of a pencil. So it was circular to begin with. I love that one. And obviously that's the way it came. So let me show you some of the things I've stamped with it. So this one is this one. And you can see, because it's a little bit raggedy in places, it has that artistic, that handmade aesthetic, and I think that's why I love it as much as I do. So there's that one. Those things that look like roses. I guess I'm not going to if I can't lay my hands on it quite quickly, I will give up and not bother. Oh, right here. So this one is this one. And you can see different colors of ink. This was this one here. And again, you know, this is sort of ivory colored, excuse me, ivory colored paper. And I tried as much as possible to get as many on here as I could, simply because I thought, well, if I tear around them or cut around them, you know, might as well maximize my... So this one is this one. I guess actually this way. And then more of the circles. This is probably, yeah, all the same ones, but in different sort of more earth tone colors. This is kind of the same, again, same stamps, but more a maroony color there. That's for another day. Well, that's more of the same. I see I don't have all the pages available here. Oh, and I meant to check. Clearly I didn't. Forgot to though. I meant to check and see whether or not I have digitized these papers, because of course that is my property and I can. I'll show you some others in different colors. So here, here is the poppy pod, and you can see that some of these were test prints. So I was, and that's part of what you do in this process. You carve, you test. test print. You carve a little bit more and you do more. So here at this point, I must have had these little, I don't know, leaf representations. And then eventually I carved most of it away, all of these areas here, and just end up with the silhouette off the pod. And I think it looks lovely. This one is where? This one is this one. No, it's not. No. Could it be on the back of one of these? No. It's MIA. Anyway, I just can't see it at the moment. So there's this page. You can tell I really like these. Okay, this is one of those tree-shaped ones, so that's that one. Yeah, that's that one. This is, oh, this is this one. This is the one that looks like some string or something. No, this one. This is one of those with just the straight lines, and I mean, how simple is that? It kind of looks like someone spilled a box of toothpicks or something. You know, could that be any simpler? No, it can't. This one is the bigger. No, not that. Or is it this? Oh, I think I just stamped them really close together, so it became sort of, you know, it almost looked like a different design altogether. And then I fussy cut some of them. So you can see that they're very versatile. Now, one of these, oh, I think they're still coming up here. Okay, this is the one that is sort of, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one? And you can see the different effects you get just by the amount of ink on your stamp and the amount of, this doesn't belong here. Okay, this is that fence one that I said. So that one. The leaves. So that's that leaf. So yeah, depending on how much ink you put on the stamp, you can get different effects. This was just a sheet where I was, I guess, trying out different ink pads and, you know, just sort of cleaning the stamp afterwards. So this one, I've done this in purple, this one here, and I like it more in purple than the green, but then that's just a color preference. What else is different on here? You haven't seen this one is probably this one, I think. The I don't think we have. Anyway, you see where I'm going with this. I won't take too much more time doing that. Just show you a few more things that I've stamped here. You've seen that. Oh, these are gel prints. The reason some of these are especially nice is because I had one of those. Oh, I've got things mixed in here that shouldn't be here. Some of these are gel prints. This was one of those, I don't know what you call them, not ombre, but, you know, the stamp pad that has multiple colors on it. So you can see how nice that looks, like that, sort of that argyle-y pattern is this. This one... Can't find it just now. This is the one sort of with the triangles. So that one. And okay, enough talk. Enough talk, enough showing. So let's talk a little bit about the supplies that are needed. So clearly you need erasers. Now I love, one of my favorite times of year is back to school, because those of us that love stationery love seeing all the stuff that's out there. And so I tend to buy most of my erasers at that point. So, and of course, different sizes will give you different, different results, different. The bigger the eraser, the more intricate the pattern can be, or the, it's just different. So, I think I bought that during back to school. This is another combo that was out there. So 4 erasers, 2 different sizes. These might have been, oh, it says Walmart. These probably Walmart as well. And again, obviously the base color doesn't matter. Oh, I even bought a bunch of these pink ones. I haven't tried these. I would think they're the same as the white ones. Oh, and once I came across a bunch of these, so I bought these as well. So I have a lot of erasers. The other thing that I bought at a thrift store, I bought a few of them, and I just cracked open the seal on it yesterday when I was getting my stuff ready. Speedball linoleum block, $1.50. I don't know if that's a good price or not. I would hope it is. It's a thrift store price. So this is it out of its packaging. So it's got, I don't know, like a composite type material, and then this 1/8 of an inch or so of linoleum. So we'll get back to that in a moment. But yesterday I pulled out a bigger eraser, and I thought, okay, well, no, let me back up. I pulled out this lino block, and I thought, why don't I try that design? So using a mechanical pencil, I drew a design on there, and then I'm thinking, it looks like something here in drawing form, but will it look like anything? Like these overlapping intersecting areas, it's going to read as solid. So rather than maybe ruin this thing, excuse me, why don't I try it on an eraser first? So I did this. This is a bit of a boo-boo here. I'm not sure what I was doing there. But again, for the price of these things, I can afford to experiment. I can afford to screw up and make a mistake, and it doesn't really matter. Now, the other thing that a person needs, of course, is a way to carve into the eraser. And I have to say, there is a heck of a lot of more difference between this and this. This is easy, this is not. Now this is a speedball, I believe these things are called gouges. This one, like a screwdriver, it opens up and it has 2 more attachments. So you can see, hopefully you can see, a little fine one, this medium-sized one, and then a wider one. So obviously you pick the right tool for the right job. It would be crazy to try to, you know, carve out an area this size using this narrow thing. I'd say I probably use this size most often. And sometimes this thing is a little tricky getting the end into there. And if I change it, maybe you'll see that for yourself. Now, I'm not even sure where I got these, but I have some more. I have 2 more gouges, and I'm not sure if these are clay tools or if they're carving tools. I don't know. It's one of those things. When your supplies kick around long enough, it's easy to forget what you got where and why. So, let me stamp this up. Get some ink on there and just show you. Oh, well, I was practicing yesterday on this piece of coffee filter. And you get kind of a nice effect just because the paper has a bit of tooth to it, and it's kind of, you know, it almost looks like linen or something. And again, you want to do several test prints. So this must have been the first one. This was probably a second one. Third, this is another color. And I don't know whether you ever saw that haul video that I had done sometime last year. But I bid on it was an online auction, and I bid on some supplies. And this is a partial, this is some of the ink that I got. Now you know, it's crazy. So this is what I pulled out to play with today. So let's pick something and hope that these are still all kind of a little bit juicy. So I would just, it looks like this has some, and the beauty of doing, the necessity of doing the test stamping is that you can tell if you have any raised areas that need to be cleaned off. So it's much like when the dentist has put in a new filling and they make you do that bite test with the little, almost like carbon thing that you have to chomp down on, because anything that is too high is going to leave a mark. So that carbon, or whatever that is, I guess it's something edible, that carbon then leaves a mark on the surface of the tooth, just like it would here. So you can see that there were parts of this eraser where it was still making contact with the ink. Now that's relatively clean, and you know, it's not the most gorgeous thing I've ever carved, but it's not bad either. And you know, if a person kind of did you know, kind of a pattern of some sort, and then it gets, you know, more faded. You know, it's really pretty darn nice. And maybe this would be a little more, maybe I should just do that. Okay, so I'm going to change. So if you can see, there's a little, and you know, do be careful. I thought I was going to lose an appendage yesterday when I was working on that one, to be honest. I did scare myself. So I may not be using lino blocks in the future. But it's like when you're changing a screwdriver tip. There's a space to get this down into, and then you tighten it. So let's go with the narrower one. I'm thinking that maybe if I wanted to refine this design a bit, see, sometimes it's almost how you hold your tongue, you know, like when little kids are coloring or cutting, and they got their tongue out and just in the corner, and they're really concentrating. Well, I feel like sometimes that's what you need to make this work. And I believe this isn't a very good commercial for Speedball. Oh. I don't want to bleed. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, now it has fallen down in as far as I think it can go. So we want it nice and snug, especially on a hard surface like that lino block, because if that slips, I'll tell you, I thought I was going to hurt myself. So I'm thinking, okay, if we look at this, we can see it's pretty massive. There are these tentacles or whatever, but this is kind of a big block of color. So this is the little triangle right here. But if I gouged a little more out, that would be a little more visible, a little more pronounced. And again, you know, it's like you can't reattach hair after you've cut it, or fabric or whatever. So, you know, it's probably best to go slowly. There is no other natural point where I could do that. So, okay, let's try another color. Let's do another test print. And I think that some brains work better than others in terms of figuring out what is negative, what is positive. I don't know that I'm one of those that's that good at figuring that out. But again, I'm happy with 95% of those. So what difference does it make if it doesn't turn out exactly as I thought it might? So you can see the difference between that and that. I probably would have liked it to be maybe a little sharper a cut. And again, it makes sense to always work away from yourself. And I will make some marks in that just so you'd see the resistance that I get. And again, you know, hey, I'm an amateur. Maybe I'm doing something totally wrong. And if somebody knows a better technique, then hey, call me. Call me. I will try using this one. I started in a corner thinking, okay, I'm going to remove all of this. And I guess another thing that a person could do, if you really wanted not to make a mistake, is maybe with an X, mark the areas that you intend to chop away at, which means that anything that doesn't have an X would be left and would be the part that makes contact with the ink pad. Anyway, when I realized how darn hard that was, let me try it with this tool. Maybe this is better. I thought no, I can't do this. So then I switched to the narrowest gouge, the one that's in here. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to make a bunch of these narrow lines because, you know, I like those. You've seen that I like those. Why can't I do something similar, but maybe change it up in that they don't all go the same direction? So those are going diagonally. Maybe in this area, and again, I'm keeping my fingers well away from trying to keep my fingers well away. Oh my goodness. This is really hard work, people. To be honest, I don't think it's worth the effort. The only advantage to something like this is that it's bigger. You know, I'm not going to ever find an eraser this size. I will say that I was at a thing once at an art gallery, and they had make it and take it a station set up around the room. And we were able to carve a design on something that was not on a big, thick thing like this. It was more flexible. So, I don't know. I guess the next time I'm at an art store, I should make some inquiries, because I'm telling you, this is painstaking. But maybe I can do a few of these lines. See how it just wants to skip over the surface and take out an eye? Oh! I'll try to do this space. How are we doing for time? Should just about be winding it up. See, and I don't know, this is, if I just skim the surface, is that going to be enough, like, to actually create any texture? This is my last one. I'll do this. I'll link up those couple of areas and see if we have any sort of results here at all. How about some eggplant envy? Probably not the wettest stamp in the world. Okay. Where's that blue one? Let's try the blue one instead. Maybe it's got a little more juice. Oh, brother. This stuff is so hard. I don't have my juicy black like stays on. But I was just looking for something else. Another thing that I have used in the past, now I don't seem to have a sample. You know this packaging that comes with iPhones, iPads, whatever. Oh, and this came with something that I bought recently. I don't even remember what it was. soft, like firm, extruded plastic. I know in the past I have made stamps using these things. I just can't find them at the moment. And maybe I could quickly carve a few designs on this and we'll see. And this, because I had peeled this out of a box or something, the back was really sticky, so I stuck a piece of white paper on there. Let's just use this. Oops, not that. Let's use this one just to, so I don't have to switch to a bigger size. Now, oh, maybe this was more of a scratchy type. Let's see what we get just by sort of twisting and turning. It's probably more texture than actual design, so to speak. And again, always pointing away from yourself. And maybe this will not work either because I didn't rip off all those little things. But it doesn't cost us anything to try, does it? Not too bad. Let's try something else. Now this already has a bit of, okay, let's try this knife. Ooh. And don't scare yourself. Or try not to scare yourself when your knife slips. Wish I had a decent stamp pad within reach. That might help too. Give me 1 second. Let's try some fuchsia. That's not too bad. Oh, let me show you this one. And it's really, you're limited by your imagination. Again, is that not elementary? It's just lines. Ooh. Just lines. Let's see what this puny looking one. What this strange one actually looks like. Not too bad. Different. Oh, do you want to see the chicken feet? Or, well, bird feet. Cute, cute. Oh, now that we have some decent ink here, let's try this one again. See if we get a better result. Ooh, that wasn't very clever. Should have put it on the blue. Well, anyway, I'm going to have a nice purpley color, but a dirty stamp pad. Don't do that, people. And again, this is just packaging. Well, that looks not too bad, considering I just whipped it up in a nanosecond. And I've got all sorts of pieces, all sorts of sizes and shapes. I think I also just inked up an edge and just did that. Let's try this. Let's try my favorite. You would think it would at least be effective here where the gouge marks are. Can you see anything at all? Pathetic. I don't know what the answer is here. And of course, it came with no instructions. Oh, made from the highest quality linoleum and great for producing sharp, clear prints without gaps or hollows. Oh. Oh. You know what? Maybe this is to be used with speedball ink, not stamp pads. I wonder if that's the issue. Anyway, I have given you, hopefully, enough examples, enough ideas, enough piqued your interest to the point where you want to try your hand at this. Again, it is not an expensive thing to do. You already have ink in your stash, I'm sure. You know, you obviously need to buy a tool like this. And if you get the 3 ends, then hey, that's plenty for the playing around that I've been doing. So again, that was Speedball brand. And keep your eye peeled for erasers or packaging that maybe has some density to it. I just got something out of this today. That almost looks as though a person could just maybe make some puncture marks and create something. Anyway, I will leave it there. I haven't done this for a while. Let's talk about this. If you haven't already subscribed, I hope you consider doing so. It helps grow my channel. It helps ensure that you get to see content that hopefully brings you, you know, information, entertainment, you know, gong show and blooper reels, you know, just some company, a fellow traveler on this crafting journey. Anyway, you may know that it's all about algorithms and YouTube and all these social media type places. They measure everything. So they measure subscribers, they measure views, they measure likes and comments, and all of those things count and all of those things matter. They know how long a person is viewing on average. At what point in the video do people sort of crap out and leave? Yeah, it's all there for the analysis. So I won't bore you with that. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. It's gratifying, and it warms the cockles of my heart when I see people commenting, and I'm at that point where I can still write sincere, honest, heartfelt responses, and because I'm just so grateful for the people who are bothering to do that. So anyway, I will stop there. See you tomorrow, because this is the 100-day challenge after all, and this is only day 5. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.